How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So in the last couple of videos, we've done some shooting with the 6.8 Western in the Hills Canyon long range. We've also done some shooting with the 6.5 PRC in the Christensen Traverse. So while I had less than stellar results with the 6.8 Western with the Winchester Expedition long range ammunition, I had some varying results with the 6.5 PRC. Not so great with the Hornady Precision Hunter, pretty darn good with Federal Terminal Ascent. So what we want to do today is fire 3 different types of ammo. So we have fired a few, cleaned, fired a few, cleaned, fired a few, cleaned, and now we have 1 fouler through the barrel, so we should have a broken in barrel. I don't really think that these days with a quality rifle it's really necessary to break the barrel in, but just so we can rule that out in the event that we have bad accuracy results, we went ahead and done it that way. So today the first thing that we're going to be shooting is the Hornady Precision Hunter. That is the 143 ELDX going 2960 feet per second. The next we've got Nosler Trophy Grade, and that's using the AccuBond long range, and that's 142 grain bullet, so a whopping 1 less grain, and that one's 2900 feet per second. And lastly, we will be shooting in this big huge box. This box is incredibly big compared to the other two, but anyway, we got the 6.5 PRC, the Federal Terminal Ascent. Come on, focus, focus. That is the Federal Terminal Ascent with the 130 grain, I guess it's their Terminal Ascent bullet. That one's going 3000 feet per second, obviously a little bit lighter bullet, a whole 13 grains lighter than the Precision Hunter, so you know, just not deadly at all. But in any case, we're gonna fire 3 of these. I'm gonna set 1 target up completely blank, 3 individual bulls. We're gonna shoot left to right, Hornady Precision Hunter, Nosler Trophy Grade, and Federal Terminal Ascent. I'm gonna shoot all 9 rounds, giving time between each shot to cool off. We will go down there and see what we look like. All right, so first up, gonna be the Hornady Precision Hunter. We'll be shooting the left bullseye. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Next up, we've got the Nosler Trophy Grade, 142 grain, AccuBond long range, which is one heck of a bullet, but I've never had a lot of luck shooting Hornady's Nosler's factory ammunition. But we'll see if this is any better. Shooting the middle target and firing the first shot. Not an awful group, but minute of deer. Alright. Finally, we have the Federal Premium Terminal Ascent, 130 grain. Seem to feed a little bit better. We'll see throughout these shots if it feeds better consistently, but it does have a little bit shorter overall length, so maybe that will come into play. All right, so here are the results, and it's honestly a little bit interesting because if you remember in the last video, the Hornady Precision Hunter was less than stellar performance through the Christensen Traverse 6.5 PRC. But today, there's your Precision Hunter right there. Again, these squares are about an inch roughly. So that is darn close to a quarter. We'll call her 3/8 though. And again, I realize these are 3-shot groups, but for 1, ammo is expensive, and for 2, I'm really not worried about it. If it can do 3 like that, I am super happy. Moving on over the Nosler AccuBond long range, the trophy grade. That is just over an inch. Not by much, but just over an inch. And I'm sure that on the right day, maybe a little less wind, that stuff would shoot an inch or better. And then lastly, you've got the Federal Terminal Ascent, which is almost identically wide there. And that's interesting because in the last video, the Terminal Ascent did extremely well. Yeah, interesting that on one day, it's the opposite as the other day, because truthfully, it's all been in the same day. It's one video versus the second video. The only difference being completely clean and then one fouler shot. So, I mean, maybe it's a broken in gun now. I don't know. But interesting nonetheless. So there you have it, guys. I appreciate you watching. Always interesting to do these types of videos. It always just goes to show you that you just got to shoot everything you got. You know, no different than shooting different bows to see what fits you the best. You got to shoot different ammunition to see what your rifle likes the best. Personally, I would probably need to shoot all three of them a whole lot more before I would definitively say that one was the best over the other. Today, obviously, the Hornady shot way better in that particular instance. But you know, earlier today when we were doing the first shots through the 6.5 PRC, the Terminal Ascent shot way better. But we're also only shooting just a couple groups here. It's not like we're shooting, you know, boxes and boxes of ammo to compare to, because one, it's hard to find right now, and two, it's expensive. I think the nice takeaway from all of this is that the Christensen Traverse will shoot pretty much everything plenty good enough to deer hunt with out to 300 or 400 yards. If you're going to shoot much farther than that, I would feel more comfortable really fine-tuning what the rifle likes and going through those different manufacturers and different brands of ammo. A couple interesting things to note. All three of them are super low recoil in that Traverse with the side port brake. I mean, they're really pleasant to shoot. You can see in the video that there's no recoil. Super loud, so I mean, if you forget your earplugs, it sucks, but other than that, I mean, it's really nice to shoot. Great trigger. As far as the actual ammunition though, the Federal Premium definitely cycled better. I think it's because it's a little bit shorter overall length than the Nosler and the Hornady, so it's like the nose is trying to get caught a little bit as you're pushing through on the longer ones. But other than that, I mean, everything again shot plenty good enough to kill a deer. But I would need to do a whole lot more testing to say that this is for sure the best ammo for that particular rifle. And the thing is, it might be the best in my Traverse, might not be the same in your Traverse. So go through and shoot as much as you can afford to shoot, you know. But honestly, if you're shooting an inch group at 100 yards, that's really plenty good enough for the distances that most people are going to shoot. Most people is going to be, you know, 200 yards even, but even 300 or 400 yards, an inch, your 1 MOA, whatever you want to call it, is plenty. But I personally like a more accurate rifle, and I feel more confident, so I like to figure out what they like. And right now, I don't know. Honestly, I'd feel good deer hunting with all three of them, but I don't know, between the Federal and the Hornady, it's just weird that they flip-flopped which group was better today. So we'll come out another day and give it a shot and see if any of that changes at all. But seriously, y'all, thanks for watching. Thanks for taking the time to come over to the channel, and those of you that have subscribed, I really appreciate that. So if you missed the first couple of videos, definitely go back and watch the Browning Hell's Canyon X-Bolt Hell's Canyon long range. It's a mouthful. Watch that video, because if you're into a 6.8 Western, might not be the best thing to get. I don't know. I've only found one ammunition, and so far it did not like it. But I won't spoil it too much. Go check out that video. Check out the shooting video of the Christensen 6.5 PRC. I think that's one heck of a rifle for sure, especially for the folks that's wanting to do a little bit longer range hunting. And before I go, I just want to apologize for the wind. We're in North Dakota and the wind does not stop blowing, so if I waited for it to be not windy, I'd never make another video again. And sorry for the shadow on my face. There you go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one.